G'day mateys, strange episode for you today, not a planned episode. So a little bit of filming might be out of sequence, I'll see how I go with editing. So we had a parcel arrive from Queensland. It was a computer case with some goodies inside. It's obviously a computer for an up and coming episode. However, the courier company it was sent with, which was Sendle, somehow managed to put one of the forks from a forklift through the cardboard box. It hit the top of the computer case where the CD was, and then the case obviously exploded into a million pieces. So what you're going to see coming up shortly is some photographs of what I saw when I had a look at the box. Also a little bit of a comical look at how they must have transported the box for it to be so badly damaged inside. And then we're actually going to fix the front panel and put it back together as best that we can. And then we'll end the clip on me actually turning on the unit after I bypassed the power switch, because that got broken as well. Sorry for the spoiler alert. And see how it goes. So what we'll do, we will now do a bit of magic and I will show you what we're going to use to fix this case. And there we go. Today, to fix this case, we'll be using some acetone and some cotton buds or Q-tips. You'll see me use these very, very shortly. So we'll leave this bench and we'll actually head on over to the kitchen bench, because it's a bigger area for me to work on. And as I said, I do apologise. I didn't plan on filming this episode, but I got halfway through it and thought, look, I might as well start doing some filming because it will be quite entertaining. So let's get over to the bench. Well, here we are, guys. Something a bit new for you. Computer case came to me in the mail and it got severely damaged. So, I don't know if you can see, but look, totally and utterly destroyed. Now, I've figured out a couple of pieces here and they fill in this gap here. So we're going to go ahead and try to repair that. Then if you have a look over here, that's the rest of the jigsaw puzzle that has to build this section here, so we might try to get onto that as well, depending on time. So, first video for you guys to see me do on YouTube. We'll give this a go. A few posts in the back here are broken off as well, so we'll give them a bit of a see. You can see that one there is missing. And we'll just see how we go. This machine should be covered under insurance, but it's very hard to get an AT case these days. So I'm going to try to fix this one. Worst case scenario, may actually have to body fill it and spray paint it, which don't really want to do, but we'll see how we go. Okay, we'll check in with a little bit more video as we progress. What we'll be using today is some acetone. Acetone can be used for re-welding plastic together. Some plastic better than others. I don't know how we're going to go with a 1990s style computer case. This is about 95 to 98, I would say. So it's getting a bit old, so don't know how it's going to go. We'll give it a go and we'll check back with you soon. So we've re-glued this post in. We've gone and glued all this back into position with acetone. We've also refitted this fella here. He's been re-put in, and this one down here had broken away, and also this one here had broken away. So we've fixed all those. What I'm going to do is show you this little fella here, and he belongs in here. So give me a couple of minis and we'll prep this up. What I'm doing is I'm using a Q-tip. Here's my acetone. Dip that into the acetone like so. Bit it over to the part that I need to repair. So down here, we just brush it in. Make sure you get a nice good covering of acetone in here. Pop a little bit more. I think I've been a bit stingy. There we go. Here's the little pipe. So spin it around to the right way, and then we just push it in and hold it for a few moments while it takes hold. You can blow if you like. Okay, that's pretty good. Now I'll go back in with the Q-tip, pop a little bit more acetone on. What I just do is just the opposite side, just run it down. See, I'm just running it down the sides, just to help with the welding. And down there as well, just another quick thing. We'll leave that sit for a second. Q-tip, you see I've done quite a few. Still quite a few bit more of the plastic left. I've got this big section up here that I'll do shortly. So let's try that with our fingers now. There you go. So after about 15 minutes, that will be a really good, nice, strong bond. It's not too bad now. And done. So you can refit them. Prefer to do the repairs on the inside. You flip this over. Now you can see where I've done the repairs, and there's a bit of patchy stuff here. See, it affects the colour. So if I retrobrite this, it'll probably stick out a lot more. But so it's all joined back in again. It's all nice and solid, not going anywhere. So it's fixed. It's just not the prettiest. So what I probably will do is spray putty and repaint it all at some stage. But next, I'm going to tackle this big chunk missing here. So here's where the big chunk is missing. So I'll get myself fresh Q-tip, dip it in, come over and get right in here. Nice covering, try to keep it on the inside edge. I have just gone over the edge there slightly, I have spotted. Get in here, across there. Now get the piece that's broken off, which is right here. And very awkward trying to do this with two hands. I should say one hand. So there we go. I've basically fitted that in. Just need to hold it in position for a little while and see how she takes. So there we go. We've got a little bit of a repair job across there. It's not perfect, but it was totally destroyed. So we'll flip this back over and we'll start doing a little bit of the post on the other side and see how we go. So flip this right over here. Notice there's a post here missing. There's actually one here as well. So I think we'll do the easy one first. Then we'll try to fill this in and add that post. So that's the best that I could do today. So you can see that, you can still see the cracks, but it's all nice and solid. This is all super solid in here now. The worst part is obviously this here, the front, because there was like 17 different pieces. Very strong now. Look, I can pick it up by this. No problems there, but you can see it's, when it focuses, it's quite rough. There's a bit of a chunk missing still. The top looks really quite bad, but look, considering what it was like, it's not too bad. Also on the back side, you can see we've now got the two original posts back in. So quite amazing how this acetone helps you rebond and reglue. Look, they're all nice and strong now. Reglue all of these posts back into position. These were screwed as well. So hey, look, at least it means I've got a case. The only issue is that the power switch, the AT power switch, double prong with, yeah, that got broken. So the double prong AC switch is broken. I have ordered, there's part of it here, look. See, broke right off. Can't do much about that, so I'll have to replace it. I have ordered a replacement from overseas, but I think I might just manually bypass that for now. Surprisingly, the reset button is still in one piece. Surprise, surprise. Well, we'll put this together and we'll hopefully test it in the next couple of days and see how it goes. If we weren't in lockdown, I'd nip down to an auto shop and I'd get some spray putty and some fine sandpaper and I'd do a much better job, but we're in lockdown and yeah, it makes things a little bit awkward if I order it now. It could take a couple of weeks and then, you know, we've got to decontaminate it when it all comes into the house and everything else, so we will leave it for a non-COVID time, I think. Well, there you go, that's the panels back in. So not looking too bad for a first effort. So here's the computer that we've rebuilt the front after it was damaged in transit. It's now up on the workbench. We're just going to plug it in for the first time and actually see if it still works. Fingers crossed. Fan's a little noisy. Oh, we have video display, WinFast. Okay, let's go into the BIOS when it pops up. We hit delete. Right. Don't know if you're able to see, but these characters here, and these here, and all these ones at the top, isn't correct. So that means that we have a video card issue. So it's obviously one of the memory modules, I would think, that's on the video card is faulty. I'm not surprised after the big hit that this machine took in transit. So we will have to replace that. I'll take you quickly around the machine and see what we've actually done to it in the meantime. So as you know, we've prepared all the plastic front. We had to replace the CD-ROM drive. It originally was a Diamond Multimedia, which is a Mitsubishi drive, 50 times. We've actually replaced it with a DVD-ROM this time. As we come on round, down the very bottom here, we have a Creative Vibra 16, an ISA card. We have a little, I believe it's a Realtek network card in here. We have the WinFast video card that's been troublesome. We have popped an 80 gig IDE drive in. Here is a zip drive. The zip drive has been damaged in transit, so I'm waiting for a replacement. There is a floppy drive in here. As you can see, cable management wasn't a thing in the 90s, so that will have to be fixed at some stage. So we'll come back around and we will try another video card. I did plan on putting a different video card in this. So I'll go grab that and we'll see what happens. So here is our replacement graphics card. Does anybody know what type of card that is? Flip it around. You know what it is? Put it down in the comments below. So here is the original card. We're going to have to remove the screw next to it. So we'll grab out a little screwdriver here. We'll pop in. We'll remove that screw. There we go. Just fall in the bottom just there. Come around the back. Remove the VGA plug. Look, VGA. You guys probably don't know what that is. Then we'll grab this card and we'll pull it and get it out. No retaining clips on AGP. That's that brown slot just here, AGP. So here is the original card. WinFast 3D S325. So this one is faulty. So there you go. We'll put that to the side. And we'll get this card here. And we'll pop it in. So in we go. We'll have to clear a few of these cables firstly. Line it up. And in there we go. And a bit awkward doing it one-handed. You might actually notice there was a logo just here that gave you away what card this is. Okay, we'll pop that screw back in. Here it is here. Just start it with a couple of turns with our fingers. Here's a screwdriver. There we go. Go around the back, pop in our VGA DB15. Let's pop in our power lead. We'll do this without cutting. Machine's a bit quiet as that other video card had a noisy fan on it. Does it work? Let's have a look. There it is. It tells us what it is. Yes, it's a Voodoo 3000. So we'll be able to have quite a bit of fun with this one, with 3D games. The reason I went for an AMD K62 is that we can underclock these processors, so I can emulate basically a 386, 486, and a Pentium class machine with this, and still get fairly good speed. So planning on putting a little bit of Duke Nukem 3D on here, and probably the old Duke 1 and Duke 2 as well. Let's hit the delete button, and we'll have a bit of a squiz what's going on in the BIOS. So here we go in the BIOS after a reboot. You notice we actually have lines here now, not those strange characters, so proves to you that this video card was faulty indeed. So having a look through the system, it does have an 80 gig hard drive installed, but because this is an old machine, it will only work up to a 32 gig hard drive. So there's an extra jumper on the back of the hard drive to lock it down to a limited 32 gigs, so that's what's been done. It's detecting the DVD as a CD-ROM, so that's good. A drive currently disabled because it's not plugged in, so that's fine. Everything else is fairly straightforward. It's going to boot from a CD-ROM then to the hard drive, so that's all good. Quick boot's enabled. System BIOS cacheable and video BIOS cacheable, they're old settings, but they're fine. What else have we got in here? Chipset features. USB is turned on. Yeah, I will leave USB on because I'll enable that in Windows 98 so we can put thumb drives in and get stuff going. So that's all fairly straightforward, those settings. What else have we got in here? Power management. I hate power management. It's something I always disable on everything I own. If I wanted it to go to sleep, I'd turn it off. Okay, plug and play in PCI. So Windows 98 is a plug and play aware operating system, so that is enabled. Clear NVRAM, well, we don't need to do that currently. Offboard PCI IDE, so you have another IDE card in that and it will be happy to boot off it, so that's interesting. And over here, IRQ5 has been reserved for ISA, so great. That will be for the Vibra 16 sound card. We'll go across to integrated peripherals. Floppy controller on, serial port 1 and 2 on, serial port 3 disabled. I didn't spot it. Port 3, I'll have to have a look at that. What else we've got on here? Parallel port. That's all fairly straightforward. Good. Well, we will save and exit, and let's see what happens. Okay, monitor shutting off. There we go, rebooting. Up in the top corner tells us our video card. Fabulous stuff. K62, 500 megahertz, great. We have 230 meg RAM. And there we go, so I can't put it off the CD because there's no disc in it, and it can't read the hard drive because there's currently nothing on it. So that's brilliant. So for another episode, we'll do some stuff with this old PC. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I know it was a bit of a different one for you today. But I hope you learned something. You can fix plastic. If it's ABS plastic, you can fix it. You saw just a bit of acetone and a bit of patience. Lots of patience. That's all I can say. It was a great jigsaw puzzle. Well, thanks for that. Catch you later.